Can you share an example of a decision which will seem like a risk to others but work for you immensely?
Coming to Qatar from the UK back 14 years ago, I decided that I was going to embark on a journey that was going to change my life forever.
My name's Steve Mackie. I've got a company called Solutions 4. We've been working with Surf Corps for nearly 9 years. We do company formation, and without doubt, Surf Corps is the best option for us and for our clients. What Surf Corps does is they are outstanding when it comes to looking after you. So they have the best receptionists that speak in multiple languages and that look after all your inquiries when they come through to your office. The service is unbelievable, and we will always stay with Surf Corps as long as we're in Qatar.
People look up to me and they say, what's your competitors? Who's your competitors? What do they do? What do they... And I look up and say, I'm not focusing on my competitors. I don't care what my competitors are doing.
Right.
I'm focused on my job. It doesn't matter what you come up against, who you come up against. It doesn't matter what advice you get from other people. You need to make those mistakes. You need to make it work. It's only you that's going to make it work. So whatever decision you make is going to be the right one. So those are the key things.
Could you reflect on a specific instance where you believed in luck? Hi everyone. Welcome to Self-Discovery Podcast, where we will talk about topics concerning mindfulness, spirituality, overcoming fear and failures, creating the right mindset, and your success stories. Today, we have with us an esteemed guest who is a co-founder of Business Startup Consulting, over 100 plus startups on marketing and business strategies in Qatar, Oman, and Saudi. He's helping entrepreneurs to establish their businesses in these places. He's a mentor to a lot of startups. He's a partner at Southern Group and a chief executive officer of Solutions 4. He's a host of In the Game, which is Qatar's first podcast on sports. So many amazing hats by a single person. So welcome, Steve Mackie. How do you do this?
It's a 7-day-a-week job, 24/7. It's lucky that I love what I do.
Great. That's awesome. That is what is needed when you have the passion and you're following it. So we have a few questions for you, Steve, which will help our viewers to understand how you do this, okay? How you have reached to this point where your energy never gives up and you're absolutely aligned to the work that you're doing and you're loving it and you're progressing in it every day, okay? So Let's begin. Can you tell our viewers, can you advise our viewers 3 things that you think are absolutely must to create success in your lives?
I think this is quite a tough one, if I'm honest. I think the biggest one is that you've got, and I don't want to seem like I'm just saying the right things for your viewers, okay? You've got to be concerned about your legacy. Legacy for me was always a huge word, and I didn't think I was worthy enough to have one. But we are. Everyone needs a legacy. Everybody needs to be aiming for something that they want to achieve in this life. And that brings me on to the one that you've got to love what you do. If you don't love what you do, what's the point in doing it? I think you've got to, it's no good. I see so many people go into business and they think from a profit perspective, they're going to open a coffee shop. And I say, what experience have you got in that coffee shop? How do you know that you're going to like this? But you're willing to spend $500,000 on setting this coffee shop up? Come on, it's like it's not the right thing. You've got to experience, you've got to love what you do. If you got that in the first place, then everything else will start fitting into place. The other things that you've got to make sure that you do is that when you've got that love, you'll have the determination, you'll have the work ethic, because this is what you desire. And these are the things that you need to make sure that moving forward in your life is absolutely paramount and key. Because if you've got these things in place, then it doesn't matter what you come up against, who you come up against. It doesn't matter what advice you get from other people. If it's not something that fits in with what you want and what you need to make those mistakes. And it's all those desires and you need to make it work. It's only you that's going to make it work. So whatever decision you make is going to be the right one. So those are the key things. And always believe in yourself. Now, once you've made that decision, never go back on it. Okay, evaluate. constantly make sure that you're looking at things in a really positive way, but make sure you evaluate yourself on a daily basis. These are the key things that I say. Are you working hard enough? Are you doing the right things? Are you setting out your goals and your aspirations? Are you putting everything in place? Are you doing the market research? Are you making sure that you know your industry and your customers? If you're doing all those things, I think that this is where from a business perspective and a personal one, just change a few of those things if it's your personal life, where you have those right people around you and that you work on those relationships. Working on relationships is not easy, but if you work at them, they're the ones that you'll value the most.
Absolutely, very powerful. So we have got, one is follow your passion, second is learn from your mistakes by evaluating it, and third is don't give up. Keep following it once you have decided on something. Yes?
Never give up. You only fail when you stop trying.
Absolutely, absolutely amazing. So can you share an example of a decision which will seem like a risk to others, but worked for you immensely?
That's a really easy one. Coming to Qatar from the UK back 14 years ago, I decided that I was going to embark on a journey that was going to change my life forever. It wasn't the easiest of journeys at the beginning, but it's turned into being my new home.
Amazing. Do you believe in intuition? How much of a role do you think intuition has played in taking this decision of coming to Qatar and then following your passions one by one?
I think intuition is something that we've all got. It's just something that we don't always listen to. We always listen sometimes to facts and figures. We always try to kind of look at it and evaluate it for what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people are looking at things from CVs and the way that they take on an employee, and they'll have set procedures and policies in place. I am 57 years old, my next birthday, and
amazing.
I've got to go on intuition. It's intuition. That's all I go on most of the times, especially if we're taking somebody else on, or if I've got a new decision to make. I'm going to look at some facts and figures, obviously from a business perspective, but it's going to go down ultimately to, does it fit in with my morals, I just want to know that it fits comfortable with the way that I am as an individual and my principles. I want to know that it fits in with my principles, but intuition is something that it's always got to feel right for me. If it doesn't, what's the point in taking it forward?
Absolutely. So, having said this, what would you tell your 20-year-old today? Do you believe in your 20-year-old self, the way he started, or, what you're going to tell him today, looking back?
Honestly, I've got 4 children. So my eldest is 38 years old. I've got 4 children. I've got 5 grandchildren, and I never want to limit them. I will influence, obviously, but I want to influence them in my actions more than my words. I want them to see how I am. And that's what I will always do, in whether that's business or work. I always got to show the way to a certain degree. I've always got to make sure that I'm always leading, whatever I'm doing. If it's they need to see that I don't ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do. The second thing is that I want them to do whatever they want in this life. This is their life. They get one chance, like all of us. They go and do what they want to do more than what I want to do. If they want to do something, they've got, as I keep on saying, they've got one life, go and do it. My job from there on is to support and encourage. I've got to be the one that says, don't touch that, it's hot. I know they're going to touch it. I've got to be there to make sure that I said, not, I told you so, but they need to get those lessons from me, and they need to know that I'm telling them the truth. And then I start building from there on. So just go out and do what you love best. That's the only thing I say. And never limit yourself. As we said in the beginning, never stop believing that you can achieve whatever you want. Okay.
So another thing, do you think what is the importance of a personal coach or a mentor in the top management today? Like, anybody who's handling a leadership role, okay, like you are in many different fields. So do you think that a mentor is required in some ways which can actually make you more limitless in your achievements?
I think mentorship is there's many different sectors in mentorship, and we've got to be so careful. Okay, I don't profess to be fantastic in financials. I don't profess to be fantastic in a lot of things when it comes to evolving it as a business or having being a mentor. I focus on one person. I focus on those on that individual, or I focus on that group. And what my achievement is that I need to understand what makes that person want to run through walls for this business or this company or this startup. I want them to feel good about what they're achieving. I want them to identify every time they step in the right direction. I want to celebrate those times with them. I don't want to give them too much of a look up the mountain. I don't want them to show the summit. I don't want to do that in the very first instant. I want them to start loving and start developing in some areas that they're going to find really, really difficult. And if I can get them liking the process that they're going through, those difficult times won't be as difficult. They will be something that they just have to go through. So it's all about the individual. That's all it is. It's all about getting the mindset right. It's all about getting the wellness right. It's all about feeling good. Because if you haven't got any of those, it doesn't matter what you try to put in, because nothing's going to be inputted. If you're not flowing with this, if you're not enjoying those processes, or if you're not telling them to create these habits and move, take the steps in the right direction, then you really are struggling, because you're going to be forcing everything, and you don't need to force this. Business and starting up and being on the other end of a mentor is not an easy road. It's a lonely road, and sometimes it's you're on your own. So you've got to let people know that they don't need to be on their own. You're there for them, and that's my ideas as a mentor, and that's what I do best.
Could you reflect on a specific instance where you believed in luck? Okay, and it has played a significant role in your life in taking a leap from where you were.
Oh my word, I don't like believing in luck. I know that luck comes along, but luck is the reward for working hard.
Absolutely.
The more harder that you work, the more determination that you put in, the more effort you put into anything, you normally find yourself lucky. You normally find something coming along. But what you realized is you worked on that 6 months ago, and all of a sudden it comes to fruition. Be lucky, be hardworking. Luck is one of those things. Some people, I won't lead my life by it. I think it's through my efforts that I get what I'm getting. But there are many things that are put down to luck.
Steve, I feel that luck has been receiving a lot of negative connotation these days. People think that luck is like doing nothing and getting everything. It is absolutely not. It is having your skill set at the right place. It is having your consistency at the right place. Consistency of your efforts, your intention, and then being in the right place to reap the rewards, because you are at the right place. Because we know that there are so many people out there who are talented, who are skilled, but they don't receive that limelight. They don't receive the what do you say about it, please?
My grandmother used to say, always look for the good in people, you'll never see the bad. Unfortunately, you've got people that are on a journey, right? They haven't learned everything just yet, right? And I don't want to be here to preach. I'm here to kind of tell you my experience. So I see that people are learning lessons. They're learning how to deal with themselves in different situations in their lives. Unfortunately, sometimes we can be a little bit envious of somebody else. And where the negative connotation for lucky comes in is it's meant with, oh yeah, you were lucky. You were lucky.
Yes.
It's like
that's like taking away all the hard work, taking away all the efforts. Yes.
Of course, but this is where I look at with business itself. People look up to me and they say, oh, what's your competitors? Who's your competitors? What do they do? What do they? And I look up and say, I'm not focusing on my competitors. I don't care what my competitors are doing.
Right.
I'm focused on my job. And if we put that into a personal level right now, then you've got to look at it and say, focus on yourself. See what difference you can make, and then you'll not listen to anybody else. We all listen to other people. People look up and say, yeah, you love to go on your podcast. You love to talk. I'm the most kind of, I like to sit in the back of everywhere. I don't want to be the first one to come out and say hello, unless it's a situation that we need to meet people. But if it's some event or something, I'm sitting in the back of the event. I don't want to come out. The only time I come out, if there's a call for it, if I see somebody needs to interact, and I can get the best out of them, I'm going in there first. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them involved. I'm going to get them talking about themselves.
Right. Amazing. So, another thing that I want to ask you is that during your process of life, during your phases in life, did you have any kind of wellness practice in terms of, inner alignment that you do as a ritual every day when you wake up in the morning or before you go to sleep to, create that alignment within you?
Let me start by saying that some time ago I was 146 kilos. I was about 3 times the size that I am now. I'm now down to not 3 times, but I was 146. I'm now 91. Mm-hmm. So there's been a transformation, and that's so just how? It's just that I've done Ramadan once. I was always kind of looking at people doing the Ramadan phase, and I was like, okay, everybody says they were tired, it was fasting, etc., let me try this. And actually it was something that I loved doing. It was something that I enjoyed doing because it made me think about things in a different way. And then once I started creating that habit of not eating as much, and then thinking about what I was eating and the value of the food that I was eating, I changed my life a little. There's only one thing that I do on a daily basis, and I don't want to say I'm perfect. I really don't. I'm not perfect. There's things that I'm not perfect with at all, and there's things that we all have that we're struggling with. But I think that the biggest thing for me is that I'm religious. I wouldn't put myself into any type of religion. I know that there's one God. I really don't know who that God is, except that I'll give my life for him. So whatever, him, her, whatever I have to do, and I always say to myself, okay, listen, I do things twice, that certain things that I go to, is that I'll look up and say, hey, whatever you want me to do today, I'm your whatever you want. You guide me. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second thing is sometimes I am a little bit selfish.
That is living in absolute surrender mode, right? Like, you guide me and I'm going to flow. Yes?
Exactly like that. I come onto this podcast, I get nervous, I say, God, just talk from within. That's all I want you to do. Please give me some guidance. I'm doing another event tonight. I've got 5 people on a panel. I've got to ask them all so many different questions. I've got 120 people in the audience. And I'm going to be feeling sick for the whole afternoon. Okay, I just asked for his guidance. I asked him for everything that he can be with me, and whatever he wants me to get over and what he wants me to pull the best out of people, that's what I asked for. So those are my things. Those are my things. And that's the only thing that I try to live with.
Okay, this one question. Okay, how has it helped you? I want to know this because of all your successes, as well as the life story that you have just shared with us. A bit of it, I'm sure. There would be so many more experiences that you have had, okay, which garners success, which garners a pat on your back and saying that, amazing, Steve, you have done amazing in your life and you're still doing it. So I just want to know do you practice manifestation and visualization? Do you visualize your goals? Do you manifest, as in, do you create the process of manifestation through affirmations? Do you do this in your life? How regular are you?
I don't. With me, it's very simple. I am very simple. Okay. The only way is the way that I come natural. That's me. I'm not trying to manipulate different situations. I don't know what my future's got to hold. I don't have all these manifestations or thinking about these things. All I know is if I do what I love, and it comes as natural as possible without me having a second agenda, okay, I'm going to do that every single time. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to follow the same footsteps. I don't need to have my eyes open. I'm going to do the same things time and time and time and time again. Why? Because I love what I do. I take such pleasure.
You're already in alignment. Steve, you're already in alignment. That is the reason why you're going from one to the other to the other. You're there, you're guided. in some way?
It's a wonderful, wonderful place I'm in. There's been many sacrifices, but I know that I'm doing the work that others want me to do, right? I'm doing the things that I see those people struggling. I can identify. I see them as a beacon there could be hundreds of people, and I can pick out 2 or 3 people that need my support more than anything else. And I hone in on those people, and I understand. I can empathize with them. I know what they're going through. I know their struggles. I know what they need. I know the kind of things that I can help them with. And that's my gift I give to others.
The next segment that we have is a rapid fire segment. We want you to be quick in this, okay, as fast as you can. Okay. Whatever comes to your mind first and fast. Okay, so let's start. One all-time favorite book that has helped you in your life?
Alex Ferguson's autobiography. I loved reading every second of it. I thought it was magnificent. I'm not a Manchester United supporter, but this guy he knew how to put his arm around some of the players. He knew how to give them such a roasting, and how to get the best out of them. I love that.
Okay. Meditation, yoga, or high intensity workout? Which one is your favorite?
Yoga.
What do you do?
Yoga.
Okay. All right.
Meditation close, okay? Yoga, meditation. I would do yoga, then meditation.
Okay,
so
great.
Yoga.
Okay. So what about one superpower that you want to have in your life?
I feel awful saying this. I just want to care for others. I just want to help others, support others. That's all I want to do.
You already have this. You're already doing this.
I need to do more.
More of it.
I need to do more.
Money or fame or peace?
Peace.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I would, only because of my background as a chef. I think I would love to work in the early hours of the morning and have a lie-in in the morning.
Okay, all right. What about coffee or tea? Which is your favorite?
I'm not so big. I shouldn't be drinking either. Water's the best for me, but if I was to choose coffee from a social perspective.
Okay. All right. Hard work or skill set?
Skill set. I think I don't want to work hard. I want my skills to come through, and I want them to find. I want that to be easy. Second nature.
Cat or dog as a pet?
Cat. I wouldn't have any because they're too much responsibility.
True. It's a lifetime responsibility of their
Correct.
lives.
It's like having a child.
Yes. Mindfulness or hustle?
Hustle. You've got to have the hustle.
Okay. If you could do a totally different profession from what you're doing at present, what would it be?
Helicopter pilot.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Have you taken your CPR?
No, I've flown in virtually every single helicopter from a military perspective.
Okay.
And I love helicopters, but I've always wanted to be a helicopter pilot, but I never actually followed it through.
Okay, you can still do it. As in, you can still go ahead and take your license.
I've got too many things that are good right now. I got scared in my old age.
You're not old, Steve. You're not old. There's a lot to do, even now. So Netflix and chill or outdoorsy?
I'd like to say outdoors. I want to say outdoors.
You're planned or you're spontaneous?
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous. Amazing.
100%.
Okay, Steve. Amazing rapid fire. So now, and this segment is all about your energy. Okay, I have just picked up few energy from your side, from your aura. I'll just read them out to you. I'll just tell you, I have an amazing feel good in your energy that you're living your life right now. It is an amazing feel good, and your chakras are balanced, and you have a very great vision for yourself. You have created a great vision for yourself. Okay, so that is what you're operating from. Whatever you're doing in life, you're operating from that perspective. You have amazing empowering beliefs. You have beliefs of achieving your goals and dreams. Your potential is limitless, you feel, okay, and you can go miles and miles ahead. You have this belief that you're constantly growing, okay. You have the power to create a positive change in your life and in this world. You have this belief and you operate from this belief. Yes, no, please, can you tell me?
100%. Everything that you said is 100% true.
Yes. And you also have this belief that my past does not define me. I create my future. Okay. So you have this, you believe in your abilities, you believe that you attract success, abundance, and prosperity in your life. You're deserving of all the good things that life has to offer. So these are innately in you. Okay. Another thing which is there is that you're surrounded by love, abundance, and positive energy, and you want a more and more of it. Like you want to be immersed in that energy. Okay. So you have it. Please tell me.
And I'm not just saying this just because we're on camera. I love my job. If anybody wanted to walk into my shoes, they would love it too. It's a wonderful life, and I've got a wonderful team around me, and things are fantastic.
See, energy-wise, I'm receiving this, and I'm telling you, you will see that next year will be amazingly rewarding for you in terms of the work that you are doing. You will receive the limelight, you will receive the rewards, you will receive a lot of, actually, the expansion will be massive. Okay, so wait up for the next year, and you will see the difference. Though I know you will not sit down and relax, you keep doing what you're doing because you love it. Okay, but you will see the rewards coming in next year, and you will love it. You will love it more. Okay, as far as the next segment is concerned, I'll just ask you here that how did you like this podcast? What are your feedbacks for this podcast? Can you just give us a brief?
Look, I really like it. I think that with any podcast, what you're trying to do is take somebody on a journey. You took me on a journey. You got me thinking about the things that I'm doing already and the things that I love to do, and it got me focused, and it makes me feel good about the things that I'm achieving, the types of things that you've got a very short space of time to get to know me. I think
Yes.
you've done really well on that. I think you're an excellent
Thank
podcast
you.
host.
Thank you.
And I enjoyed the journey with you. I enjoyed answering the questions. They were very good questions. And I'm going to look back at this and be proud of what we've spoke about today.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm very proud of having you as my host. Okay, and doing this, taking you on this journey, as well as us to understand that how you do it when you are at a phase where you're already doing so much and you're not saying no to life, and you're like going ahead and experiencing the potential and the limitlessness in it. Okay, so thank you so much, Steve, for joining in with us, and I'm really, really grateful to have you as a guest in my show. Thank you again. Thank you once again.
It was amazing. Thank you so very much indeed. It was an absolute joy. Thank you.
Same here. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.